Things are getting real good. I already solved the case though. Mission accomplished. It's only the second one, so I'm sure it's gonna get harder from here. 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 1. And there he is. The classic rivalry in this game that I know so much about. More than anything in the series. Prosecution, you ready, Your Honor? Defense is ready, Your Honor. Miles Edgeworth. I'd better not show any sign of weakness today, or it'll be on me in an instant. Mr. Edgeworth, please give the court your opening statement. Thank you, Your Honor. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, was at the scene of the crime. The prosecution has evidence she committed this murder. And we have witness who saw her do it. The prosecution sees no reason to doubt the fact of this case, Your Honor. I see. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's begin then. You may call your first witness. Prosecution calls the chief officer of the scene, Detective Gumshoe. I should check my court rec. Hold on. Before we do anything, I haven't read any of this evidence. Alright, time of death 9/5. Is that 9/5 or what? Is this May? Is it May? Or is it the 5th? Whatever. 9 p.m. cause a single blunt force trauma. Death was instantaneous. Hold this conversation between Chief and Maya. Touch the check button. Just listen. We heard that like at the very beginning of the episode. Broken remains of a glass slates down, broken beyond all recognition. Murder weapon looks like a statue but it's actually a clock made by Larry Butts. Found in Miss May's hotel room. The department's a receipt with a letter written in blood on the back. Okay. Witness, please state your name and profession to the court. Sir. My name is Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm the detective in charge of the homicide down at the precinct, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please describe for us the details of this murder. Very well, sir. Let me use the floor map of the office to explain. Body was found at the window here. When the case cause of death, loss of blood due to being struck by a blunt object, sir. Murder weapon was a statue. The finger found next to the body, sir. It is heavy enough to be a deadly weapon even in a girl's hands. Court accepts the statue as evidence, and they're still calling it a statue. Okay, let me see that. Mercy and Faye and Kolev touch the deck. That's the window, right? The light. That's the window. Okay. Now, detective. Yes, sir. He immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey, who was found at the scene, correct? Can you tell me why? Yes, sir. I had evidence he did it, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please testify to the court about the hard evidence. There we go. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. There are 2 people there already. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey. Why? We had a witness account describing her. The witness saw Miss Maya Fey at the very moments of the murder. That contradicts the information we already had. When we checked the window, when we went to April's hotel room, could barely tell what face it was, but then I guess the outfit and the clothes, whatever. Very well, Mr. Wright. We may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. I couldn't see a single contradiction in that testimony. Whoosh, smack. Maya just threw something at me. What's this? When my sister couldn't find any contradictions in the witness testimony, she'd bluff it and press the witness on every detail. The witness always slips up and says something wrong. It worked lots of times. I should have expected Maya would know some of her sister's tricks. Alright, let's give it this a try. Something the matter? Nope, Your Honor. I didn't get hit in the head with a piece of paper or anything. No one saw that. I'm not getting tips from a little girl. When call came, I rushed to the scene. Right, there were 2 people that were already. Defendant Miss Maya Fey, that's also right. Immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey. We had a witness account describing her. The witness saw Miss Miles. Hold on just a second. Yeah? If I heard correctly, you said you arrested her because you had hard evidence she did it. Huh? Did I say that? Me? I heard you say it. You did say it. You said it. Exactly what about this suspicious woman in pink claim was hard evidence? What? Miss May is suspicious. She sure isn't pink, pal. Well, I guess she is pink. That's enough, Detective Gumshoe. Do you have any more solid proof other than her claims, Detective? I guess Preston can have its advantages. Yeah. Sorry I got the order of things mixed up in my testimony, Your Honor, sir. There's something I should have told you about first, Your Honor. Very well, Detective. Let's hear your testimony again. Alright, you're gonna talk about the piece of paper, the receipt. After seizing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. I found a memo written on the piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word "my" was clearly written in blood. Lab test results showed that the blood was the victim's. Also, there's blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim wrote in the killer's name. How do you like that? That's my hard evidence. Well, she died instantly, right? Before we begin the cross-examination, I have a question for you, Detective. Your Honor? Why didn't you testify that vital piece of evidence the first time? I know, I'm real embarrassed. I forgot about it, Your Honor, sir. Try to be more careful. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. Alright, carrying suspect. Found a memo written on the paper. Word mileage written clearly in blood. Left to show that blood was the victim's. Blood found on the victim's finger before she died. Detective Gumshoe, there's one thing I want you to clarify for me here. This is the victim's Mia Fey wrote on the note. Then she was accusing the defendant Maya Fey. That's really what you're saying. What? This isn't one of those lawyer tricks now, is it? Of course she wrote it. Who else could have? You have it backwards, Detective. But backwards. The victim is the only person who absolutely could not have written it. This is a report from your department, Detective. Immediate death due to a blow from a blunt object. She died immediately. But no butting your way out of this one, Detective. Order. The defense has a point. Someone who died immediately wouldn't have the time to write anything down. Uh-oh, Mr. Wright, I beg your pardon, but when exactly did you obtain the autopsy report? When? It's the day after the murder. No, what is that? The autopsy report is outdated, Your Honor. What? A second autopsy was performed yesterday. Am I required? You mean the day I got it? And got mine? Yesterday was when we were talking with Maya, right? And that's when we got the autopsy report. Death was almost immediate due to a blow from a blunt object, but there is a possibility the victim lived for several minutes after the blow. I received these results this morning. No way. Your Honor, quite easy to imagine that the victim did have time to write Look at his fucking fingers. Oh my god. That is all. And the bow. Damn you, Edgeworth. I should have known you'd have something up your sleeve. Why, Mr. Wright, you look shocked. Something you want to say? Ham-a-sham. Detective Gumshoe, aren't you calling me a fool because I believed your report? Huh? Me? I'm not, huh? Detective Gumshoe. I'm disappointed in you, handing him the wrong report like that. I'm sorry, sir. You are at fault, Detective. This isn't going to look good on your evaluation next month. What? But, Your Honor, I submit this report to the court. Understood. The court accepts the evidence. Great. Updated to several minutes now instead of instant. The evidence strongly suggests the victim was identifying the killer. I suppose that's the obvious conclusion, yes? Darn, this isn't good. The prosecution would like to call its next witness. This poor innocent girl saw the murder with her own eyes. Alright, April, May. Months. Exactly what part of her is innocent? I don't know. God, her music. We're in court for a murder, and this poppy happy music is playing. Witness, your name, please. April May. At your service. Yeah, wink. Oh God. Order. An introduction should not require any reaction from the crowd. The witness will refrain from wanton winking. Yes, Your Honor. This is not good. Yeah, you're telling me. She already captured the heart of every man in the court. Tell us, where were you on the night of September 5th? When the murder occurred? I was in my hotel room. I checked in right after lunch. And this hotel is directly across the Fay&Co law offices. That's right, big boy. Please testify to the court about what you saw. It was 9 at night. I looked out the window, and then, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was a mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. Then that woman dodged to one side and ran away, but that girl, she caught up to her and she hit her. How could you tell all that? And the woman with the long hair kinda slumped. In the end, that's all I saw. Every little bit bitsy witsy. Well, Your Honor, I see it's a remarkably solid testimony. I don't see any trouble with the witness any. Oh, wait, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Wright. What about my cross-examination? I thought the witness testimony just now was quite firm, didn't you? Mr. Wright, I understand you were Miss Mia Fay's understudy, were you not? You must know her techniques well. Her cowardly way of finding tiny faults and perfectly for good testimonies. How dare you? Mr. Wright, will you cross-examine the witness? I'm doing it. I'll gladly proceed with the cross-examination. If only because I have a feeling Edward doesn't want me to. She has to have some weakness. Even beginning cross-examination. Actually, I didn't see it. I didn't see anything the first time around, besides the fact that you can barely see any details from her window. I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. Woman with long hair. That was Mia Fay. Slender, sort of. Well, some people might say pretty, if that's your thing. The person attacking her. What was the mouse sitter on the defendant's chair? Dodged someone's head. Yeah, which way? She dodged? Dodged what? Well, the attack. Please continue your testimony. Ugh, what the? Girl, she caught up to her and she hit her. How do you know it was my client? Huh? Well, first of all, she had girl's physique. And secondly, she was small. Who else could it be but her? She has a point. Hold on a minute, that testimony stinks. What? Miss May, I'm willing to bet that. You saw nothing? Did you really see the defendant at all? Mr. Wright, what's the meaning of this? Yeah, what is it the meaning? Somebody tell me because I'm clueless about this. I mean, okay. If you had really witnessed the client in Mia Fay, you would have noticed her clothes being noticed before noticing her physique. Yeah, you're right. Look at her. No one wears clothes like this on a daily basis except her. I'm no expert on fashion, but her hairdo looks far more normal to me. However, the witness's testimony mentions neither of these things. The testimony is bogus. But still, we don't know if she was dressed that way in the night of the murder. She was, Your Honor. I saw her, and so did Detective Gumshoe. What do you say to that, Miss May? What are you trying to say, you mean lawyer? I saw what I saw. I just didn't think all that trifling little detail was necessary, darling. Miss May, the court would like to remind you to please omit nothing in your testimony. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'll be a good girl, I promise. Testimony again, if you would. I almost had her. Alright, so this is a different testimony now. I did see everything, I did. Victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. Girl with the hippie clothes ran after her. And she hit her with a weapon. I saw it. I did. That clock, the kind of statue-y clock, the thinker, I think. Does that accurately call... does that accuracy of my report not startle you? That clock? Did she say that clock? Hold on. See everything I did, victim, blah blah blah. Girl, hippie clothes, yep. Hit her with the weapon. Clock. Didn't this come up in another testimony recently? Well, don't look so sour, Mr. Lawyer. You can't win them all. No, but I have a feeling I'm onto something now. Yeah. How do you know it's a clock? It's Miss May. What you said just now was quite revealing. Revealing? Ooh, you'd like that, wouldn't you? Naughty Mr. Lawyer. You just said that the statue of the thinker was a clock. But there's no way of knowing that just by looking at it. Another person in much the same position as you recently called this a clock too. And he was found guilty of murder. Order. Miss May, can you explain how you know this was a clock? Witness saw the murder with her own eyes. That's important here. The defense is trying to confuse the issue with the trivial concerns. Oh yeah, of course. You'll withdraw your question, Mr. Wright. What? Yeah. Questions are all I have, Your Honor. And as you may recall, I've got murdered with a question before. Only once. Objection sustained. You may continue to question the witness. Oh boy. If you stop me there, the trial would be over. What? So what happens now? What happened now is you answer my question. How did he know it was a clock? What? That's... Because I heard it? I heard it say the time. So you've been to the law office at Fay & Co. No, hey, I didn't say that. Why would I go there? I heard from my hotel room. The law offices of Fay & Co. where the murder took place are very close to the hotel. She could easily have heard the clock. Oh, Miss Wright, are you satisfied? Of course not. Can't give up now. I'm not satisfied because... it couldn't have rung. Yeah. The batteries are out of it. It's inconceivable that the clock in question rang. It's empty. It had notes in it. Evidence. Paperwork. How could you possibly... Just have a look as soon as you can. Oh, see anything interesting, Your Honor? The defense says. Clock is missing in its clockwork. Quite empty. Mr. Wright, would you care to explain to the court the meaning of this? It's as you can see. Clock was empty. It couldn't have rung. Therefore, this witness is a big fat liar. Well, Miss May. Tisk tisk. Oh god, what does he have now? Quite a show you put on for us, Mr. Wright. He knew the clock was empty. Somehow, he knew. I'm afraid you've forgotten one thing, however. Indeed, the clock is empty. As you say, it can't ring. However, we must ask, when was the clockwork removed? Before the murder. It was after the witness heard the clock, then there's no contradiction. We have the recorded phone call talking about it. Clock might have been emptied after she heard it. And that is actually what happened, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, can you prove when your clockwork was removed? Oh, impossible, of course. I can. I have proof. What? Yeah, wasn't it you who told me proof is everything? Well, I was listening, and now I'll show you that proof you like so much. Evidence that proves that when the clockwork was removed is her phone. That's a very cute cell phone. Thanks. You have a girly phone. Wait, this isn't my phone. Listen, this is the defendant's cell phone and it contains a recording. A recording of a conversation he had with the victim on the day of the murder.